Hi, I'm Christina, and this is New Ways Podcast. Today, my guest is Flo Chase. Thank you for being here with me.
Thanks for having me.
I'm super excited to get into this. So my goal with this podcast today is we're going to kind of go on your life journey and see the ebbs and flows of it. So I'm excited.
Ebbs and flows, no pun intended, right?
Ebbs and flows. Oh my gosh, I don't even get that. You're right. No pun intended.
Very smooth. Yeah, that was very smooth.
Okay, I like that. I like how you caught that.
I mean, I'm getting used to it by now.
Very quick. Yeah. Do you say that to people a lot?
I get it every time. Like every time I introduce myself, I either get Flo from Progressive or go with the flow or yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I guess because my name's not common here. So
is it common anywhere?
In France and like Germany and stuff, it is. In Europe, it's pretty common. It's actually short for Florian. But yeah, I haven't met any Florian in the States yet.
When I first met you, I was just like, oh, Flo. Yeah. Like I just thought it was cool. I'm like, hopefully this is a flowy guy.
That's nice.
You have a very good aura to you too.
Yeah, thanks, Christina. Appreciate it.
You do. So it's from Europe. So where are you from in Europe?
So I was born in Paris. So I have a French name, Florian. That's where I was born. Then my parents moved to a French island, a French colony. It's called New Caledonia. Not sure if you've heard of it.
Where?
So it's like in the South Pacific. It's like in between New Zealand and Australia. It's like somehow the French colonized something like 20 hours away from France, I guess, 20-hour flight. But yeah.
So is it it's its own country?
No, it's French. Actually, we have a French passport. It's like, French Polynesia. They have a bunch of like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's called New Caledonia and it's owned by French. Yeah.
Okay, I've never heard of that
It's
place.
very small. Like you can hardly see it on the map, to be fair.
So why'd you move there?
So my dad at the time had a job. I think they were only supposed to be there for a year. I was 3 weeks old, by the way, when we moved. So when I say that I'm from Europe, I'm really not. Like I was born in Paris, but I spent 3 weeks there. But they ended up staying. They really fell in love with the island, and my dad got a cool position. They ended up keeping him on board. So
how long were you there?
Until 12. So for 12 years. Yeah,
okay.
From age 3 weeks to 12. And then my family moved to Australia.
Okay, why'd they move to Australia?
Kind of for us, actually. So New Caledonia is beautiful. Like I'm so grateful we grew up there from those ages. Mm-hmm. But there's only like one college or uni is what we call it.
What do you call it?
University, uni.
Okay, uni. I love that.
Only one uni. So my parents wanted us to like learn English because French is my first language, as you can probably hear in the accent. Unfortunately.
I love it. Did you say unfortunately?
Oh, I hate it.
Why?
I used to sound more Australian, but now that I've lived in the US for 7 years, I don't know why my French is coming back. So
I feel like it's a beautiful mix of both when I speak with you.
I feel like it's always that way when you're not from the place. Like, it's like if you were from, I don't know, if you're from the Midwest and someone told you, oh, and you're not, right?
That?
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to find. You're not, right?
No, I am.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't sound like you're from the Midwest, though.
Okay, good.
That's crazy, actually. No way, you are. Oh shit. But yeah, that's what I meant. Like you would hate it if someone told you.
Well, I know that's why my response.
But it sounds so cool to everybody else. Like if you asked an Australian, like, yeah, it sounds so cool.
Well, that's when you told me, like when you asked, and I was like, I think I responded with like, unfortunately, because I don't like Chicago accent. So I guess.
There you go. You usually don't like your own accent.
Yeah, I get that.
So when people tell me I sound French, I'm like,
See, but I tell people the opposite. I'm like, if I was going to have an accent, I would want like a cute accent.
Okay.
Like
I would want no
French.
accent.
I'm pretty sure I've said French at one point. I'm like something sexy,
That's funny.
Exotic.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
To you, it sounds. To us, not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you moved to Australia for a better life because it was small.
Exactly. The island was small. My parents wanted us to, have more opportunities, learn English, see more, I guess, because I guess you go around the island in 12 hours and you tend to know most people. So they were like, let's, just for, I guess, our brains as well and our well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm so grateful to this day. Like every time I see my parents, I'm like, thank you so much for doing that. Because I feel like it taught me and my brother so much. Yeah,
definitely. It's very easy to feel like, not expand when you're living in something that's every single day is the same thing. And I do believe repetitiveness is a blessing and a curse. I can't tell you how many times with this wild, we live in LA. This is a wild world we live in, right?
Sure
and
is,
sometimes like moving to an island
Sounds
where
nice.
there's one of everything and all I have to do is maybe go play in the sand. I'm like, that sounds peaceful as fuck compared to what life is right now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So you moved to Australia and tell me about that.
So I moved to a place called Noosa. That's probably not the place you've never heard of. But you've heard of Brisbane?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like north of Brisbane. It's on the Sunshine Coast is what they call it.
Oh, yeah.
So my parents moved there, which is, again, a small town, but still bigger than living on an island, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And I moved there. I was in grade 9 when we first moved, and I didn't really speak any English. Like, you learn it at school, but it's very basic.
Mm-hmm.
So at first it was really challenging, even though I don't remember much of it. But I remember my first year of school, it was really hard to make friends.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was more of like a kid, like back in New Caledonia. Sort of a reason why parents moved as well is because I had too many friends and I got in some trouble, and they were like, okay, we need to change it up a bit. And then it was a huge change because I had hardly any friends in my first year of school when I moved to Australia. Yeah.
At the age of 12, they said you had too many friends.
Not too many friends, but maybe like the wrong friends at times. I had great friends and I had friends like,
I mean, I could only imagine the trouble you would get into when there's not much to do on an island.
Exactly, which happens to most people, which is why I'm so grateful that they moved, because it really changed me in a way.
Yeah. Okay. So talk to me about your life then growing up in Australia. When did you realize you were getting better at English? Your friend group started to develop. Were there any struggles with you being from another place?
Culturally, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it was actually so nice. I remember moving there. So schooling in New Caledonia, even though I was there until year 8, I'd been in school from like 7 a.m. So we'd have to get up at 5:30 and then we'd finish at like 4 or 5. And obviously as you go on, like I know my sister went, like she did all her schooling in France, and you basically finish at 5 or 6 p.m. every day. And when we moved to Australia, we found out that we'd be going to school from like 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. And I'm like, are you serious? So
isn't that good?
I was so good. Yeah. I was so happy. Like my friends were like, oh, once I had friends. The first year I didn't, but they were like, oh, let's go surfing before school. And that's something you would never do in
So do you surf now?
Not in California. I'm not a good surfer. When I go home, I love to surf with friends and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not, I wouldn't say I'm a surfer, but I enjoy it on.
What's the difference?
Well, people get up every day, they go surf. It's not something that I do all the time. When I go home, I'll go with friends.
Okay.
I'm not like hooked on it. I enjoy it.
Why is schooling so much longer on island life then?
I think it's just the French system. I don't think it's because of the island, because in France it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Do you think one way is better than the other?
I definitely do, yeah.
Okay, which way?
Just because I experienced both. The Australian way, especially at those ages, because I feel like school is great, don't get me wrong, but you're only a kid once. So I actually remember more like the time that I had to go play tennis or do things with my brother and my dad after school, going surfing in the morning with my friends. I think that's what a kid should go through as well. Like, yeah, not just feel miserable like being in school all the time, and then you'd finish and you do your homework. You basically didn't really have a social life.
I completely agree with that. Did you feel miserable when you were in school?
I was in New Caledonia, not really, because I was a bad student anyways. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, somewhat. And I also, when I was there, I used to golf a lot. So I was in like a golf system, like golf school. So we were lucky. We were only in school like half of the day. And then the second half, we were training golf.
Okay. So, wait, you were training golf?
Yeah.
Like, was that part of your schooling?
Well, yes, part of the program. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
I was going to say, I can't really, when people ask me about my schooling, I'm kind of like, I passed everything with flying colors. It was fine, but I didn't show up to school that often. So that's why I was like, I do think that children should be out there like living their lives. I think the best, I'm sure you can relate, where the best experiences and the most knowledge came from you doing things and being involved in it and fucking up and then learning from it, versus like, okay, you teach it in a book.
Of course.
What is that going to do for you?
And you also find out what you really love too, Yeah, because you try different things. Like, even when we moved to Australia, it was a shock. I'm sure it's the same here. But at age like 14, 15, you can start picking up a job, like working at a cafe or something like that. Yeah. Which I think is so good for a kid, because you actually learn about life at 14 years old. Like, oh, okay, this is what making money looks like. And well, in the French system, you're not allowed to work until you graduate. So
wait, you're not allowed to at all?
Maybe it's changed, but back then, no. Like, it's not a thing that people have a part-time job while they're in school. It's just not a thing.
So did you have a job when you were in school?
In Australia, I did, yeah. I was coaching tennis while playing tennis. So it was always related to sports. But yeah, it started with a work experience, because, you have work experience and it make you do in grade 10, I think it was. Uh-huh. And then my old club had me coach tennis and like restring rackets. I would restring rackets after school and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think that taught you anything now, like looking back, being able to do a job when you were younger?
Even socially, like, you know, you'd have parents come with their kids to tennis lessons, even though I was a kid too, but I was teaching tennis socially for sure. And I also got to save money. I was buying my own rackets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which was cool. Yeah.
Okay. So when did you end up leaving Australia?
In 2017 is when I left.
Okay. Why?
For work, for music. So I do music full time. I went to college in Sydney for music.
Mm-hmm.
And I always had the American dream for music. I always wanted to come and check out LA and like America.
Okay.
Just because it seems so cool from over there. So I moved with my brother originally. We worked together. He did production and I'm an artist. So we worked
Do you
together.
guys still work together?
Not as much anymore. When we get to, I love it, but he's doing other stuff now. So
okay.
Yeah.
So you studied music in Sydney. Is there not a music scene in Australia?
Sydney is in Australia, by the way.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
I know.
No, sorry.
I do know this.
Oh no, there is a music.
I mean, I would.
Sorry. That's so bad.
That is so funny. Okay, no, but I mean, like, obviously people think of LA as like the mecca of the film industry, right?
Entertainment,
now there's other places, like I know Georgia's having like a very big and upcoming like film industry. But is it harder to make it in Australia than it is here? Is that why you decided to come?
That's how I felt back then. I guess I never really tried so much back home. It's definitely a smaller industry.
Okay.
And a lot of people do tell you that it's, you know, if you really want to make it internationally, you probably have to go to the States.
That's what you were kind of like taught to believe?
Kinda. And I always wanted to, I don't know, maybe because my parents moved. I love traveling. I was like, I'm ready. I mean, Australia is still my favorite place in the world, but I'm like, you know what? I want to go try it over there, see what it's like.
Okay.
It's also cool how many states you have in America in terms of like touring and playing.
Yeah.
There's like when artists go on tours, they can do so many dates in the US. Well, in Australia, you have like 5 major cities probably. Mm-hmm. So it is a smaller market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could also I relate Europe to the United States, and like they just have countries instead of states.
Exactly.
Right? So I'm like, you could have chose to go to Europe.
Yeah, I could have too. Yeah. I actually thought about it, but I've written one song in French and I was looking into moving to France for music.
Okay.
But everybody was telling me that it's tough to break through if you're making English music because most people want to hear French music as well. And I just don't enjoy writing music in French. Yeah.
Okay, so you decided to come to the United States, and was it you who brought your brother, or was he like, I'm going with you?
It was sort of a mutual decision, but it was more me actually.
Okay.
It was more me, which for a while I was like, I kind of feel bad. He was so happy in Sydney, but he was happy here too though. Yeah.
I mean, everybody makes their own choices.
Of course.
Yeah, you can definitely like poke the bear a little bit, but he's the one who decides to get up and move.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you guys decide to move to the United States, and I know coming here was not the easiest thing for you to do.
No.
Okay.
At first it was okay. So we came. I'd never been to the States. We came on a tourist visa, I guess, a one-way ticket. And I was like, we'll find a way to stay here. I was speaking to like labels and management at the time.
Oh, before you were even out here.
Yeah, because I was just trying to set something up, you know?
Okay.
And I had some people reach out and stuff from a song that I released and stuff. So I was like, okay, let's go check it out and hopefully we can figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Did that work? Were you already in contact with people before coming here?
Before I came, yeah. I had some meetings.
A lot of people would say like, I'm not well established. It's in another country. Why would I reach out? You just decided why not?
It was a bit of both. So I had some people, they helped me come out here in a way. It kind of motivated me too. Some people reached out to me from the States. I'm like, okay, maybe I can actually do this. Mm-hmm. So I came at first for meetings and stuff. And then once we started talking about visas, that's where thing got a little bit. I figured out how much it was and that I had, as much as they wanted to help me, I had to pay out of my own pocket, which makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, we came here on a tourist visa. I don't know if you know how it works, probably not because you're American, but you get 3 months and then you're not allowed to work.
That's most visas, I feel like, around the world.
Exactly. Yeah. Of course, you're not allowed to work, which is not what we were wanting to do. We're just coming just to test the water and see where things would go. So the first time we got out, went to Canada. My brother and I rented an RV. We went up, stayed there for a week and a half, and then we came back. And we found out that they didn't really like you doing that too much, like staying for 3 months. Going out and coming back in so soon, of course, they think you're working illegally or something.
Okay, because I know a lot of people who have done that. They're from the United States and they'll go to like Bali and do that. I know a lot of people and they've never had any issues.
To be fair, I've never done that before, but for sure the customs in the US was also like an experience for me. They're a lot more strict over here. Makes sense. They obviously have to deal with a lot more than a lot of other countries in the world. But that was also an eye-opening experience when I came here. I was like, okay, wow, I'm nervous in airports. I was never like traveling was such a big part of me. So that worked out. But then we went home and then we came back again. We went home for a month. And that's when I actually applied for my visa. So I was coming back in. I'm like, okay, that's the last time we have to come back in. I have to wait. We saved up some money from work in Australia. So I'm like, okay, I should be able, hopefully, to get my visa the next month and start making income again. But this time coming back in, they did not let me through. So my brother got through, but I did not.
Okay, what do you mean they didn't let you through though?
So I got to the customs and then they question you a lot. And I keep saying I was an idiot, but I don't think I was.
Why do you say you're an idiot?
Because I was so naive, like maybe from where I'm from, but I didn't know that you're not supposed to talk back to the agents, I guess. But the woman was so mean and so rude. And I was
what did you say? I can't imagine you talking back to people. I just asked her, I'm like,
if she was like, again, it's their job, so I hate to talk bad about people, but she was very mean. And I'm like, can you please just speak to me? And like, we're both humans here. Can you please speak to me in a human manner? And as soon as I said that, our boss came behind and is like, you're going home today. They hated that I spoke back.
Because I do think that, people just are doing their job. But at the same, those people that you can tell do you like your job? Do you like your life? They're just so mean for no reason. I also feel
like their job is to read people. And I was 22 at the time. And if you look at my record, everything was clean. I like to think that I'm a nice guy. I don't come across, but... So I think I get it that they have to be mean at some point, but they also know who to be mean to, in a way.
Why do you think she was mean to you, though?
I'm not sure, honestly. Probably miserable about her job. Maybe she had a bad day. I don't know. Either way, that's not the way you treat people. You really don't know what
people are going through in the moment.
Sometimes I like to think it's the way they do it, just to try and pressure people and try and see how they react to things. But if anything, if you react the way that I did, it should say that they have nothing to hide. It's okay to be upfront and say, just be nice, please.
Wait, you said be nice, please?
No, I just said, can you please... I remember exactly what I said. I'm like, can you please talk to me in a human manner? Like...
That's what you said? Yeah. And she took that offensively?
So bad, yeah.
I was going to say, Flo, like, I know we don't know each other that well, but I know a lot of your friends, and they're like, I don't think I've ever seen Flo lose his shit.
It takes me a lot. Yeah. I mean, disrespect usually rubs me the wrong way, but...
But that's the most delicate way to put, can you please just, like, tone it down a little bit? That is the most delicate way.
Well, they definitely make you feel like they have power, which they do, so... You want to say it smoothly.
They do have power, but in my sense, it's kind of like a false sense of power and abused power. Like if you put somebody in a power position, they should respect the power that they hold. They shouldn't be used against you.
That's what I've learned, like traveling. It really depends who you get. Some of these people are so sweet. So I've had experiences where they're so nice and they just, everything goes well. And then you just get the wrong person, I guess, who's had a bad day or who's miserable about their life or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, how old were you when this happened?
I was 22, I think.
Okay, and you look young now, so I'm like, you probably looked like a baby back then. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this woman's being mean to you, and then she puts you on a bus.
Not even on a bus, no, not at all. So that was the bad part. So basically flying from Sydney, it's like a 16-hour flight. Then you go through general customs, which takes a little while in the line. And then there's a thing that they do that's called secondary questioning, where they put you in a room. And that's when I spoke to that woman.
Okay, the secondary questioning.
Yeah.
Okay, and then she didn't like you?
Nah, she did not like me. I wasn't her type.
Why do I feel like, and this is just such a generalization, but it's kind of like when somebody's yelling at you, the worst thing you can do is tell them to calm down because it just triggers them.
Today, I wish I said nothing. If I knew, I'm like, what's the point at the end of the day? It was probably also my ego. Treat me bad. Like, it's okay, whatever.
You never want to add fuel to the flame, especially too. Like, now I look at those people and I'm like, treat you with compassion. I don't know what you're going through. Take it with
she might be a beautiful, sweet woman. She maybe had a terrible day, but...
Yeah. But at the ripe age of 20-something, trust me, I was not the person to be like...
Yeah.
I get you're going through something. It's okay. I was not that person for sure. I had a mouth on me, as I still kind of do. Yeah. But okay, so what happened after that?
So then I go into that room. That takes about... My brother was next to me. Actually, was also getting questioned by someone else. And we were in that room for like, I want to say at least 2 or 3 hours.
Okay.
Until they sent me in the back. And
but your brother went through.
Yeah. My brother went through, but he didn't know where I was. So.
Okay.
I'll keep going about the story and I'll tell you about his side of the thing. But anyway, so I go through this other room because the guy decided that I would go home. Basically, what they do is they go through your phone and they want to make sure that you're not hiding anything, that you're not working illegally.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said, you're going home, we're going to find something either way. Especially since I had my visa in process. I found out as well that, again, I was too honest. I told them I have a visa in process, which is why I'm coming back in. And they're like, oh, you're not supposed to come in while you have a visa in process. We don't want you to change your visa type while you're in the States. I'm like, oh, okay. So at first they also didn't like that. And then they found a picture of me busking on the street, which to me is not work. Because I actually had to go to the city of Santa Monica to get a permit to be able to go busk. And I'm busking for free. I was just busking because I had nothing to do. And I'm like, sure, I'll share my music.
Yeah.
But he's like, you're getting tips. This is work. You're going home.
What did you tell them? Like,
I told them, I'm like, I went and got a permit. I had to show my passport to like the city of Santa Monica and stuff. And they were like, this is work.
I mean, technically you are kind of making money.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I didn't know it was considered work. Like, you know.
Okay. So after that, what happened then?
After that, basically, I had another recorded like screening interview. They're just like, yeah, you'll be answering questions. If you lie, no, it will be against you or whatever.
Nothing will be against you.
Kind of scary experience for someone who never went through anything like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, then they put you in a room where you're not allowed any cell phones or any communication at all. And I was in there so we got in at 5 p.m. and they were trying to put me on the next flight to Australia, which was the next day at 9 p.m.
I'm curious, do they pay for your flight back?
No, so luckily I always book a return flight when I come in, just in case. Yeah, and also because I know that it's a good thing.
That's like super. I would never think to book a return flight.
I also did because I was planning on going home anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, you can't have a backup plan because that means you don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not why I booked it at the time. Yeah. I didn't know this was a thing, but I'm like, I had a return flight because I just know when I'm on a tourist visa, I should have a return flight because I'm not allowed to stay for more than 3 months. So.
What if somebody's there that can't afford a flight back home?
Well, why are you coming in that way, you know? Like there, I would get their point because if you're coming in as a tourist.
America is the land of the free and the home of the brave where everybody can make money, I guess, right?
I know.
We sell people this American dream all the time. We do. And I get.
Well, there's still a way to do it the right way. I did it the right way,
is.
which is the frustrating part to me that this happened to me. But it's not frustrating anymore because I've learned how to look at it in a positive way.
I think that's very, very smart of you, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but I was doing everything the right way. And I mean, I busked, but I should have known, but that wasn't work for me. I was coming here and doing things the right way. I was waiting for my visa to be able to work. But I guess it didn't work yet. And then I hear about a lot of people who come and overstay and then it works for them. And I'm great for them, but I'm like, how come is it so easy for some people and people who try and do things the right way, it doesn't necessarily translate. Anyway, that's the world we live in.
Definitely. I mean, if anything, though, I will say I really admire you for the way that you handled it and you went about it too, because like I kind of said, is I wouldn't have thought to book a return flight. I would just think everything's going to work out. And then if it doesn't, I have faith in myself to figure out how to get back. But I do tell people all the time, like, follow your passion, like listen to your gut and do what you need to do. But your brain's there for a reason. Listen to it. And it seems like you used your brain and it paid off. Yeah,
it was like, I'm pretty sure I'll get the visa. If I don't, it's not the worst thing in the world. There's other places to go to. So I was like,
but you had like a backup plan too, which is super smart.
I guess.
You did. So that's that they just sent you back home?
So the guy told me that I would never get my visa basically because it's like it's the same visa that everybody gets, whether you're an actor, a musician. It's like an O1. It's like the entertainment visa. And the guy told me, did you win any Grammys? I told him no. It's like you'll never get your visa.
That's the qualification is to win a Grammy?
I don't think it is, but it's supposed to be like extraordinary ability. So the guy's like, are you extraordinary? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I am.
Whoa, I'd be like, I'm extraordinary, but everybody's extraordinary.
I didn't say that, but I'm like, I haven't won any Grammys. So it's like, oh yeah, you're just wasting money into lawyers like everybody, and you're never going to get your visa. But
wow. So how did you get your visa then?
I got approved.
So you went back home, you wait to get approved, and then you came back with flying colors? Is that what happened?
Yeah. So basically I went home I actually was kind of nervous. I'm like, is this experience gonna stop me from getting my visa, you know?
Yeah.
Because it would make sense. You got denied entry in a way. But no, my lawyer told me it has nothing to do with that visa that you applied for. And 2 months later, that one came through, got approved. And then somehow I decided to come back here.
Was your brother still here?
Yeah, so funny.
Your brother stayed.
So I ended up in that room for like 30 hours. After like 5 hours, like you're allowed to make one phone call.
Yeah.
So because they don't leave you your phone or anything. So I'm like, oh, let me call my mom or something. And then she can let my brother know that this is what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I speak to my brother when I get back to Australia. It's like, this whole time I thought you left. I was looking for a luggage. I was so mad at you. I'm like, did you just go home and leave my luggage behind or something? And then he's like, dude, I felt so bad. I had no idea.
He was mad at you until he found out what happened. Oh, so typical. That's so funny.
I'm like, you really think I would leave you alone? I'm like, there's no fucking way. But I guess he did though.
So, but he ended up staying in the United States.
Yeah, he got through. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to come back then after you got your visa though? Because I feel like a lot of people might get discouraged.
Yeah, no. My mom tells me that all the time. She's like, "Why did you come back?" I would have said, if they don't want you, good. You're not good at it.
Yeah, no, a lot of people would be like, well, it didn't work the first time. Whatever. It's not meant to be, or it's just what made you. You're like, nope.
I think it made me even hungrier, to be honest. Like we said, like you learn more from your failures and stuff. So, I mean, you know what? Was something in the way. I also think it happened for a reason, because it was so nice actually going home for 3 months. I got to spend so much time with my family.
Yeah.
Which you don't really do much once, you know, you move out of home. Like you don't spend much time with your parents anymore. And I read somewhere online that it's like once you moved out of home, you've already, for most people, you've already spent like 75% of like
the time with your family. I mean, true though, because when you're an adult, you're out here like doing your thing.
I was like, you know what? Thank you so much. I spent like 3 months with my mom, which was so nice. We got so much closer. I got to meet my ex back then, which was such a nice experience.
Mm-hmm.
I worked on a new album while I was home. Felt very inspired. So I think it happened for a reason as well, and it was probably a blessing in disguise. I wish it would have been a little easier, you know, than having to go through it.
As we all do. We're like, we don't like going through the shit, but when you look at it, you kind of have to. But I also think
it made me stronger. I had to go through something a little bit more challenging because I never did. So,
yeah. Where'd that mind? You said you never went through anything challenging?
Nothing like that in a way. I'm sure I did in different ways, but yeah, this was the first time that I felt like, oh wow, I'm not in control, you know?
Yeah, but how'd you get that outlook on it is my question. Because many people then who have had easy upbringings and haven't had to struggle that hard, they don't see it that way. It's more of a victim mentality because they've never actually had to endure and overcome and like reflect before. So you going through that in your 20s, most people meet adversity before that, and they kind of build that outlook through experiences. How did you come to that outlook where it's like it's still served me in some way, shape, or form?
That's just the way I like to look at life in general. Maybe that's what my parents taught me, but I always think there's something out of everything. So even when something's bad, there's always good in it. So,
yeah.
So
tell me a little bit about your parents then, if that's where it came from.
I guess it came from them. I'm not even sure if it did, but they're very positive people. I feel so grateful and lucky. They were. I mean, even the fact that I did music, they were so supportive. I dropped out of, so I was in college for science. I wanted to become a vet.
That's a flip.
And my parents were like, you know what, drop out if you feel like music is your calling. Go for it. We'll help. We'll support you and stuff, which I think is beautiful.
That is amazing. Yeah.
For them to do it. So I guess they're always kind of engraved in us that, you know, there's so much positivity in life. And
you don't know where that came from?
I feel like it came from them. When I think of my dad, he's like the brightest person. I remember like going to like even like tennis lessons, and like my coach would tell me, he's like, you know, your dad is like someone that I've never met anybody who smiles all the time. He's always got a smile on his face. And of all things, he's a doctor, so he has to deal with a lot of, you know, sad and negative thing. But he's always Wait,
your dad's a doctor?
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe that's why he's positive, because, you know, as a doctor,
you see this shit and makes you really gain appreciation for what you do have.
Exactly. So.
Okay. I was gonna say anybody who also by choice moves to a small island is probably like content with the simple pleasures in life, which oftentimes are the things that are overlooked so much but are the most valuable.
Yeah, the simple things in life, right?
Yeah. Okay. Don't hate me for this, but I have one other question.
Yeah.
I was told to ask you about a restaurant.
A restaurant?
A restaurant. Did you open up a restaurant?
That's so funny.
Did you?
My brother and I did, yeah.
Okay, tell me about that. What happened? I would have never guessed that.
So that's in New Caledonia, by the way. So during COVID, I went home.
Okay.
And everything shut down. So I hate to say I was stuck, but I was in a way stuck over there. And I was very bored. As much, you know, I was writing songs and stuff. I'm like, hold on, let me try. And I was also getting to, that was 3 years ago. I was getting to the age where it's like, I'd like to build something else than just music.
Yeah.
Just to have something else. And I decided to build a little, it's like a surf shack restaurant bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
With your brother?
Yeah, we did it together. So I was the only one stuck there. I started the project, got it all in line and stuff. And then we both opened it and ran it together for about 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
For 3 years. And then what made you...
2.5 or something. Yeah.
Wait, when did this end then? Because COVID was recently.
It ended last year. So there was a bit of they called it like almost a civil war back in New Caledonia last year. So we kind of closed it down because, yeah, it wasn't the best over there. And it was also getting a little tough to run remote from here. It's so far. Yeah.
Where did that come from though? What made you think, okay, COVID hit, I'm going to go back to this small island?
So I was actually there. And so my parents have this land where my dad practices. My mom has a store. And we have, they had like, the shipping containers. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know how big they are, but they're pretty big.
Yeah, you're talking about like the big metal ones, right?
Exactly. My mom had one.
Thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My mom had one sitting on the land, and I'm like, hey, what are you gonna do with this? Like, you should sell it or use it. And she's like, oh, you can do whatever you want with it. So then I wanted to open up a gym. Like fitness has always been a huge part of my life, and they live on a part of the island that it's still quite remote. So there's definitely a lot of opportunities there and things missing. So I wanted to open up a gym, but then I realized that the business plan didn't make much sense because there's already a gym there. And everybody was complaining that there's no nightlife, no bars, no. So I was like, hold on, that's something I've never done. But it sounds fun. At first my brother and I have always been good with design. That's actually almost what my brother does full time. But I'm like, I'm sure I can make this place look really nice.
Yeah.
And inviting for people to come and then just rent it, have someone else run it. That was my goal. My initial goal was not to run it, but then we decided to run it for 2 years so that we could sell it and, make a bit more out of it.
Okay. At the risk of sounding kind of tone deaf right now, I'm going to say you make everything sound so simple.
It definitely wasn't, though. It was a pain in the ass.
I'm like, you're like, I was just here and I decided to do this. So that's what I did. But okay, how do you get the courage to do all this stuff then? Because most people, if they said, oh, I want to open up a restaurant, they're going to go in their brain.
I feel like I have courage because I was doing it for my brother too. So I'm like, hold on, this would actually be great for the two of us. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, like I have so much free time. Also gave me purpose, during those times. I'm like, okay, I'm actually content. I'm working on something. And also in the back of my mind, this is going to be great for the both of us. Like, eventually it will be passive income for us.
So you find joy in working on something.
I do. I mean, I feel like I have ADHD maybe. I hate not being busy or not doing something. So I'm like, hold on, I got to do something with my time.
But you're very focused on the things that you love though. That's what I find so cool is I'm
thanks.
like, you seem, once again, you make it look easy. Like you're like,
nice.
I don't know. I just decided to do something. Then I figured it out. And then you did it in a way that makes sense. And it's not just because a lot of people.
That was definitely a lot of learning and failures through it. I'm not going to lie, but yeah.
What do you tell yourself when you start something new?
You'll find a way, and anything's possible. Someone else did it. It's possible.
I agree with that because you do. A lot of people, when they get momentum and they want to start something, they have all this momentum. They do it. They don't think about it logically, and they just go without having all the facts. Or they go with their gut, and then they hit a wall and they give up, or they never started to begin with because they lack the faith.
I also have to give some credit to my brother here too, because I started with like some of the things that I think I'm kind of good at. I was like, okay, I feel like I know how to make a place look nice. Traveling, I've seen sort of what cool bars and stuff look like. I love traveling. I love like decor and stuff, which is a little girly, I guess, but I'm a huge fan of like decor.
It is not, I mean, maybe you can consider it girly, but okay, you are very well dressed as well as I've seen your bedroom and I didn't walk in and I was like, whose room is it?
Anyway, that's funny. Yeah, exactly. That's so funny you said
I was like, what is
every
going
girl
on?
would
it's
come.
So beautiful. I'm like,
that's so funny.
That's why the next episode I interview you on, I'm really going to get into like how you make this stuff into fruition because I'm just so fascinated by the way that your brain works. I'm like, you're so calm and collected, and once again, you make everything seem easy. I'm like,
you're too nice. You're too nice. But yeah, anyway, where was I going with this? I was going with my brother and he helped me out. So at first, like I said, I wanted to do it and then rent it because I didn't feel like I was capable of running a restaurant, let alone my goal was to come back here and keep going with music. But it was like, you know what? It's possible. Like there's more like potential. If we can run it for 2 years, we can find a good manager. He motivated us to open it, by the way. So I don't think if it was for him, I probably wouldn't have opened it.
Do you feel like having your brother as like a business partner and somebody who came to the United States with you, do you feel like it made things a lot easier to know you had like
for sure
somebody to lean on?
It makes it more fun. And I've always been like like a people's person.
Yeah.
I love working in teams and stuff. And my brother is actually the other way around, which is why he went to production. Like he loves being in his room and like editing videos or producing stuff. But I'm the other way. I hate sitting in my room on my computer making music. I have to go to a studio and work with people. I don't know. I love collaboration.
Okay.
So I think that made it a lot easier having my brother and be like, oh yeah, this is, a group thing. Yeah.
So it's like you guys complement each other very well.
And that was also my favorite part of running for 2 years. By far, like my favorite part of running this business was just the crew. Taking care of employees, working together was so nice. Yeah.
Do you think that that's one of the keys to making something sustainable, is being around people that you really enjoy?
For sure. But it was also a learning experience because I didn't know how to also be a boss,
Yeah.
I tend to be maybe a little too nice sometimes. So it taught me how to, hold on here. I'm still, like this is my business in a way.
Yeah. But at least you're open to learning.
Yeah. Oh, for sure I am. But I also realized, like, especially when we're not there and someone else is running it, how important it is just to have someone just for like human connection in a way.
Oh, definitely. I believe that everything has its time and its place, and human connection is one of the most valuable things on this earth. Mm-hmm. But do you think you would have done all these things without your brother?
I know it's a hypothetical. I like to think I actually would, because I started it in a way, Yeah. Yeah. So I think I would. Yeah. Maybe not everything, but a lot of it for sure.
Okay.
I feel like my brother's a great support. I feel like I start everything and then he jumps on and he helps so much. But I feel like I started most of the time anyway.
But I truly love that though, because if anything, whenever somebody loves what I'm doing, I'm like, it makes me feel that what I am doing has a purpose and it's sustainable. Because when other people believe in you, that is like the biggest motivator right there. You're like, I see the vision, but other people see it. So that means other people will see it too. Mm-hmm. As well as I hope your brother's also grateful too, because you probably motivate him. He's like, sees what you're doing. He gets excited.
Also, I think I get so much more joy of doing something for someone. Of course, it's also for myself too, but just the fact that I was doing it for my brother as well was just, I don't know. I get way more joy helping people out than just, just doing my own thing. So
yeah, I think it was Tony Robbins that said, like, if you're looking to find joy in your life, remove self, because it's when you are focused on yourself and how you're feeling is when you automatically look for the negative and ways to improve. But when you're just focused on helping other people, like, you get joy out of that.
Yeah, I think that's the purpose of human usually. I mean, if you go back to what humans should really do, we're supposed to help each other out. That's what it's all about.
We are, but somewhere along the way.
We lost, I know, but yeah.
Okay. Why do you think you never lost it?
So far, yeah, I guess. My brother also told us when we moved out here that we were going to change because the system is a lot different.
The system's a lot different here. It is, sure. Definitely.
But I'm glad he didn't change us too much. Yeah.
I think that if we all just value human connection and being kind to one another more over like a dollar amount or production, the world would be a better place. As well as I think we would also still thrive faster. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of times we meet roadblocks and resistance and things don't pop off because we're not keeping other people in mind.
And it just makes your life, to me anyway, it makes my life so much better.
Yeah.
I get joy out of helping people out and stuff. Yeah. It's almost selfish in a way too, because you're helping someone out, but it's also for my inner joy.
No, I've actually had that conversation with somebody. Somebody's like, I'll give this bum on the street $1, but I know I'm doing it because it's going to make me feel good too. But
yeah. That's a different type of giving.
I don't think that's selfish though, because I do believe in energy and I think everything is an equal exchange of energy in this world. So I'm like, if something lights me up that I'm doing for you and lights you up, like, isn't that a win-win?
Sure.
You should never, I don't think you should be doing something when I don't believe in selfless. Yeah, because that's not sustainable and that's not good. You shouldn't have to be miserable to help somebody else.
Yeah.
You shouldn't, or else it's also coming from like a bad place and it's probably not going to work out the way it's supposed to either way.
Amen. Yeah.
So, okay. Honestly, this 30 minutes just flew by so fast. It's already been 30 minutes. I'm like, I could go on and on. You have so many other life stories. I know you do. But we'll get into other things. Yeah. To end this episode, my last question for you would be, what is something that you're grateful for, most grateful for?
Most grateful for, I'd say my friends and my family. For sure.
Okay.
I think that's the biggest joy in my life. Yeah.
Okay. I love that. Thank you for sharing this with me.
No way. Thank you so much. You make it so easy, honestly. You're amazing what you do. So
thank you. Yeah. I try. I do love to yap. So thank you for sitting here and chatting with me.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
Yeah. And thank you guys so much for listening. Until next time, I love you.